Sammy dead, oh. Sammy, Sammy dead.
Poor Sammy.
But who says Sammy dead?
I know me.
Okay, I don't lie, them I tell.
Who says that? Look here.
Him not dead, oh. All right, welcome back to Sunrise. Now, if you're just joining us, so sorry you've missed a fantastic show. I'm kidding, no. It's about to get even better because we've been celebrating stories like no other, and right now, Jamaican folklore and heritage take center stage.
Oh, yes. We're talking about the Ananse Soundsplash Storytelling Festival, the annual storytelling conference and festival which invites you to find Ananse and discover Jamaica. They're here to tell us more. So here to tell us more is Ananse's best friend, BFFs, and festival founder Dr. Amina Blackwood Meeks, along with public relations and communication manager at the Jamaica Tourist Board, Fiona Fennell.
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning. Good
First
morning.
of all, congratulations to CVM for doing this entire morning
I love that.
on stories and the different kinds of stories and storytelling techniques and stories in poems and stories in song. It is really just so wonderful. We've been talking, Damien, who you had on earlier, about the fact that we need to lift Ananse out of the realm of something, a caricature. So we come to understand why Ananse is so important to us. So one of the things we have done is to introduce the Adinkra symbol for Ananse, which in fact stands for wisdom.
Yes.
So the Adinkra symbol itself is black. But we have all of Ananse's children. And do you recognize these colors?
A bit familiar.
Yeah,
We have a green one and an orange one.
See what you did there.
I love it.
But let's just actually start right there. Why is this Ananse and the stories that come with Ananse so critically important to who we are and our heritage and our story?
Memory, what do we remember about who we are, and what are we if we don't have a culture to defend? You know, when reggae music don't get the Grammy and somebody else get it, how we take up with little Ananse if we go defend it and say, this is my thing. And so this is our thing. This is who we are. This is how we survive the transatlantic journey. Because I heard somebody recently say it wasn't a trade. It wasn't a trade. Watch that word now. That's right. How did we survive the transatlantic journey? What did we know about ourselves that was already packed in our heads before we arrived in this place? And how did those stories help us to survive the plantation? I've done a little research on the stories that we told as disguises for what we're going to do next. But also when I look at the Ananse stories, Fiona, I see sustainable development goals.
Yes.
I see Ananse always at a body of clean water. And look at how important water is. I see Ananse always going for food, the issues of food security. We think they are craving. But also in the African cosmology, food is not just physical in your belly, food is your spirit and the values, absolutely, and the values that you hold. So this year we are moving to applied storytelling. And so we're applying our storytelling to our heritage sites. So we're going to tell stories in which we place Ananse at a heritage site and the children have to guess which heritage site it is.
So this is what Ananse Soundsplash is.
This year.
So
each year we have a different theme.
Right.
Last year we looked at First Peoples. So we looked at the Tainos. We looked at the first Rasta man and the first Rasta band. So we looked at the mystic revelation of Rastafari. We had Earl China Smith and Bingy Straw. And this year we're looking at heritage sites. We have to discover Jamaica by finding where Ananse lives.
I love that. We spoke about Ananse being at the water. We talk about the stories. I'm trying to see now, as a sponsor, why is it so important to Jamaica Tourist Board and so special that you come together on this?
So, in the words of our great minister, people travel to fulfill their passions. And one of those passions is culture. people want to be more immersive. They want to connect with a destination that they go to. And there is no better way to do that than through storytelling. When our visitors come
to this magical place,
and to hear about our traditions and to our experiences as a people, and Ananse is able to do that. And there's no other way to connect deeply, and we're finding that from COVID. People want that, they need it.
So much more than just beaches and this. And it's so important for us to know that we are the stories, and then the stories continue. And that is truly what people want. They want that connection, that authentic experience, that organic moment. Where is this all coming from? I love that.
There are beaches everywhere.
Yeah.
Of course. There's
and Nancy live from one.
It's the stories of the people, the essence of who the people are is what is a thing. It's the thing that is the it factor, the je ne sais quoi of
it's the irony.
It is. And it comes back to the stories that anchor us, like Ananse stories.
Right.
Correct.
Give us the details on the festival.
Okay, so the festival opens on the 19th.
Okay.
The opening gala always features children as storytellers. We start at 9, we end at 2, and at 2 o'clock them crying who never get a chance to tell a story.
Oh, no.
And and this year we're being hosted by the Institute of Jamaica.
Okay.
Now every year the festival crosses November 19, which is International Men's Day. And this year International Men's Day coincides with the opening gala. And this was an Olympic year. So we are celebrating Jamaican men who have stamped us on the world stage through their sports. And we want them to know, say, it never starts with you saying. So Alan Skilcole is coming to tell his story.
Oh, brilliant.
And Colleen Wintbond is coming to tell the story of Arthur Wint. Yes, so you see applied storytelling.
Yes.
I love it.
And then Wednesday is National Storytelling Day, the 20th. And we chose that day deliberately because it's the International Day of the Child. And we wanted to honor UNESCO's provision about the right of the child to heritage and culture. And on National Storytelling Day, we are in every single library, parish library across the island. Now, the library has 791 libraries, and JLS assures us that every single one of them will be having a storytelling event. We can only account for the parish library because we don't have 791 members to go around. But we also want to encourage all our friends in the media. Tell a story when you come on a National Storytelling Day. All the senior citizens, tell a story. All the offices, all the culture agents, because although we petitioned for it, if it can't happen without us, we haven't done a good job. The whole country must own it. And one of these days, we want to go to the airports and tell stories.
I just remembered rolling calf. I was like, I was so afraid. I have to be careful. But it taught you to look out, to be alert.
Right, absolutely.
I never said a rolling calf, I'll know.
And that's
but him see you, though.
Stories teach. Stories help us to connect. Stories help us to relate to each other. It helps us to realize, we're all made of the same stuff.
Absolutely.
We all need the same messages and the same guidance, and it's just great. I love it. I love it.
So on the Thursday, the festival has a conference component.
Okay.
And each year we discuss a different topic. So for example, we've looked at, is it true that Ananse is a gallis and all of these things? and that is Ananse influenced the men and all of these things. This year we're looking at Ananse as the first global citizen. How is this one creature so known all over the world?
Have visa for everywhere.
I love it.
I love that.
Have a visa for everywhere. And to help us understand that will be Professor Tunde Bewaji, Professor Emeritus of the University of the West Indies, who has a body of work on Ananse. And then on Friday, Ananse goes to school. And the Ministry of Education has assisted us by allowing the children to stop what they're doing at 12:30 on Friday and log on to the Ananse Soundsplash pages for an hour.
Lovely.
To hear
Sounds like
stories.
so many
and
great
so well
things.
thought.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
Absolutely.
Brilliant.
And I could listen to you talk all day. All right. So listen, many thanks to our guests, Dr. Amina Blackwood-Meeks and Fiona Fennell. Don't go anywhere because we've got 2 more performances lined up, including our rolling calf story. Hey, yes, you
Fiona, this is for you.
Sorry.
Fiona, go nowhere.
Stay with us. Don't go anywhere.